Why would I disagree with you about The Last of Us?
You want to get into it right
Andor?
away? Oh, and no, Last of Us.
Oh,
I think maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to do a quick spoiler for Last of Us.
was it a big controversial thing?
For me, because I'm like 50% of people are on my side, 50% of people are not on my side. So
okay. I don't even have any guesses as to what you're talking about.
Because you probably don't agree with me. That's why. So this is going to be a spoiler on Last of Us. We're going to start right off the gate here. So if you haven't seen this episode of Last of Us, I suggest bailing out and coming back later, probably in the next like 2 or 3 minutes.
I'll frantically wave my hands.
Great.
That's how you'll know.
Why don't you start first with the frantically waving your hands like JTE 2014?
So it'll look like this.
Great. And then you'll do that again when it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. So everybody's been warned. So in the video, I really was digging the episode. I liked where it was going. It made sense of everything that they were doing. And then Ellie, she sticks her arm out and sacrifices her arm. Great moment, saying, I know what I can do. And I know I got to do this to save what's her face? And
Dina.
Thank you. And saves her and does a good job doing it. Then there's a great moment of her going, why did you do that? Almost shoots her. And then she says, hey, just wait. Check it out. When I wake up in the morning, everything's going to be good. And she's like, all right, we'll see. She wakes up in the morning. The question is not, how in the fuck are you immune? Is that what you and Joel were doing here? Let's talk about this immunity. Is there something else here? The immunity thing, not even discussed. They just bang on the carpet. Now, I think them banging is something that they should have done. It was a moment that was leading up in the game. Apparently, it takes place beforehand, not in the middle of all this chaos where anybody can catch them. The logic in some of the writing drove me crazy, and it was driving me crazy. Like it was like they didn't even bring it up again about the immunity. It's like she just told you there's nobody else in the world that's immune, and the risk of the fact that she is out on the road now doing this should mean a lot more. It's not even discussed. It drove me crazy. It drove me absolutely bonkers.
Huh. What a weird thing to drive you bonkers.
Not really. I'm telling you.
You missed the biggest part.
Which was the pregnancy thing?
Yes, Kristian.
Yeah, but that was that whole conversation happened before.
But let's just break it down for a second, because I'm not sitting here saying this was my favorite episode. And as of this moment, I was still... all I can think about is Joel. Right. So I am having a hard time moving on, clearly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But in terms of this, when Ellie says to her, why now?
Right.
And she responds saying, I thought that I lost you. I think what we're learning about Dina's character is what her priorities are, what her thoughts are, what she cares about. There's going to be a whole lifetime to ask questions about things. You think that next week after we're not going to eat?
They almost got eaten. There's going to be a full lifetime. How do they know that?
Well, I think that's what they're thinking. You don't think that she's going to ask any questions?
She had the time to do it. Like that should have been the time to do it inside of that same conversation. I'm making it very clear that I think that they were leading to the moment of them hooking up. They were leading to that. But like I said, in the game, from what I hear, it happened beforehand in that marijuana store, and the lead up to it, and the fact that Ellie actually got mad
at the marijuana store with Jesse.
In the game, I think they wind up having that love scene in the thing in the marijuana store.
Not the marijuana store.
Not the marijuana
record store. The record shop.
The drugstore. Well, yeah, the record shop. Wherever it was. No, the drugstore when she finds the
pharmacy.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
So there is where it happens apparently, and it's there that they, apparently Ellie gets mad at Dina for coming because now because the risk, and it's more about the revenge of it all, about trying to get, and she's put that at risk. And I like that. In this, it's like you almost
wait. I didn't understand a word you said. What's more about the revenge of it all?
You said the mission itself is about revenge for Joel. That's what in the game it's about revenge.
Ellie tells her about the bite because she's trying to get revenge.
Pregnancy. No. Hold on. This is like you following Andor. You guys did it. You did it. Trade Coffee is back. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I love Trade Coffee. They are my lifeline at this point. I love them so much because coffee it's an essential for me. And I know
It's not just a drink. It's a ritual. It's a lifeline. It's the bridge between half asleep and ready to conquer the day. And if it's that essential, why would you settle for anything less than extraordinary? That's where Trade comes in. It is the #1 U.S. coffee destination. It brings you fresh coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. You take the quiz, and in under a minute, they're going to match you with your perfect coffee. If that first bag isn't quite right, Trade's going to replace it for free until they nail it. If you're headed out on summer vacation, with Trade subscription flexibility, you can pause it, or you can shift delivery while you're away and resume when you're home, ensuring you'll come home to great coffee. And that is exactly what I've been doing. I have gotten to a place where I got this massive, huge, big bag. And I'll be honest, I thought, I'm not going to be able to go through all this. Blasted through this bag because it's so delicious. And I'm showing it off to everybody. When people come over and they're visiting and guests, you got to try this coffee. And that's exactly what I do. I got everybody talking about Trade. And that's why they came back. And right now, Trade is exclusively offering our listeners 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/Kristian. That's drinktrade, TRADE.com/Kristian for 50% off your 1-month trial. Drinktrade.com/Kristian. You know why they're back, guys? Because of you guys. That's why they're back. You guys have seen how good they are. Get yourself some Trade. You will not regret it.
So this is like
seriously.
Yes. Okay. In the game, they have the scene that we saw, with telling her about she's pregnant, that you have sex, all of that. She tells her she's pregnant in the pharmacy in the game.
Yes.
Abby gets mad at Dina for being pregnant or coming with her pregnant because now she's put the revenge mission.
Do you mean Abby?
What?
Do you mean Abby when you're saying Abby?
No, I mean Ellie. I keep saying
okay.
Abby.
Ellie is mad at Dina
for coming on the mission.
Right.
Because she's pregnant and she's now put the revenge mission at risk.
Right.
But
she didn't know she was pregnant until she was on the mission.
But she's not mad at it either. She's like this. It's more so like she's like it's like this. It's almost like they forgot what they were doing at all. It's like what is the focus? Is the focus the love story in this one, or is it the revenge? And it seems like it's more about the love.
It's like 2 seconds though, Kristian. Like
what? The whole scene. It was they forgot it's like there was no questions about the immunity. It was nothing about it, not at all. Nothing. And it drove me crazy. Like,
that we saw as you think that. So here's what we see. We see her stare at her all night, right? The drips of water happen. We see Ellie flail her arms. Dina's immediately still ready to shoot her. Then we see Ellie shows her that she is immune.
Right.
And
after maybe 8 hours.
What has this woman been thinking about all night?
Right.
What has she been thinking about?
That she almost lost her, for sure.
I am pregnant. I am scared.
Yes.
I almost lost her.
What am I going to do? I might be on my own out here all by myself. I get it.
Right. So in that moment, she immediately starts kissing her. And then do you think she should stop and then say what happened? Because the kissing leads to sex.
Sure.
And then that's where we end.
No, you wake up in the next morning talking about everything else except that. It's like blend that in with it.
What are we talking about except that? We literally are looking at her.
Roxy, it was 8 hours.
The bite. She's like, "Is that why you got the tattoo?" Yeah, I want to wear short sleeves.
So let me ask you a question. If you saw, so you're in this world, and there's not one person that has ever been.
You're mad she didn't act like you?
No, ever in general. I'm saying in general, it would make it. I'm asking you. You are. You know this world, you're in this world, and there has never been a single person on record to be immune to this thing. Everyone who gets bit dies and turns, right? Everybody. So now you find this one person that you're in love with that does have it, and it's within 7 to maybe 8 hours of sleep, and you're still risking it and fooling around with that person in 8 hours?
What do you mean in 8 hours? What's the 8-hour part?
She slept. She fell asleep. She wakes up in like 7 or 8 hours, or maybe even less, or maybe a little bit more.
8 hours. You've totally made that up.
Whatever it is. Let's say it's 8. Let's say it's 14. Let's say it's 6. It's not enough time to say I'm comfortable enough to now exchange some swap and spit and all that with you, who could still be immune. I don't know enough about it. It's bad logic. It's bad logic.
You think she's going to catch immunity?
No, Roxy, what the fuck are you talking about, cat?
You just said swapping spit with you who's immune.
Right. So I'm thinking that you're immune, but you're not. Are you really immune? I don't know. How do I know that? It's like,
you
I want
think
to
that
believe
she
you.
should? So you're okay. So I get it. You're upset that she didn't think
I'm
that.
not upset. There's a very difference about
Okay,
upset.
you're annoyed or whatever the word is, Kristian.
It's bad writing.
That she didn't fully. You weren't fully convinced that she wasn't going to turn yet. So if you're Dina, you're thinking she might still attack you.
I'm not confident enough. I go, look, I believe you. I believe you.
Okay,
I don't think I'm confident enough to lay down next to you, even though you have a bite. I mean, okay, if that's the case, how do I know? Let's talk about it.
Kristian, so I completely agree that if I was watching you next to next to Ellie, I would know Kristian Harloff is somebody who asks a lot of questions, needs to figure this out, is very safe. Okay, it would be really weird for you as a character to not do that. Based on what we've seen of Dina, I thought this made perfect sense for her character.
Well, then she's a moron. I thought she was super smart.
She was super smart.
It was kind of a dopey move to just jump into it. Plus the fact, and look, even if you're going to take that risk, and if you're in love and you take that risk, you go, "Oh, that was risky." Listen, I got to ask you a question. Let's talk about this immunity thing, because how does it work? Like, why are you out here? Like, she should be mad at her. What the fuck are you doing out here? You should be back there. We should be studying this. Who should we get you to?
Who should be mad at? You think that? But that's so not in Dana's character. That's not who she is. She's not you.
It's the only person who is immune in this. What the whole story is about, the fact that this girl is immune to this thing.
I will be 100% on your side if we go all of next week and we don't have a conversation about it.
Okay.
But we literally just had sex.
Let's revisit.
Think about being a teenage girl for a second, which she is.
But we're not a teenage girl in 2025 with no disease running around.
I'm not saying that we are. I just know, I know a thing or two about teenage girls.
Okay.
I think she's sitting here. She's dealing with, am I queer? Do I love my best friend? Did I almost lose her? There's a lot of overwhelming thoughts going on right now. And she's dealing with something that I don't know about, and you certainly don't know about, which is being pregnant.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
She's got a lot of emotions and hormones running through her head. And maybe, just maybe, for a few hours, she's really excited to just be happy with the person that she's finally admitted she loves. I think all those questions have to come. Of course, she's a very smart girl. There's absolutely no way in hell that this show is going to have us move forward. I don't know, but this show is going to have us move forward for one episode, 2 more episodes, and she's not going to be like, what?
Okay, so let's have that agreement then. After next episode, if it doesn't happen and they don't talk about it and don't have a conversation about it where she's diving, she's asking these questions, then I don't
know what next episode is. If we see the two of them, like we could be focused on the wolves or something.
That's fair. I will also say that if they do have the conversation finally, and they bring the look, before we get into this, we got to. I got questions I got to ask, and they wanted to take their time, then I will concede. I will say okay. But if they don't bring it up and they don't have the conversation about it, then it sucks. Come on.
I would say then it's a hole. I wouldn't say it sucks, but I would be like, wait, you've told us that this is the smartest character on the show, because Dina's supposed to be super smart.
I see your argument. I see where you're coming from.
I see what you're saying too, in terms of also, I think that you're watching this show as one type of viewer, which probably 50% of people are, which is like, this is an apocalypse show. Right. You just found this out. I am really invested in anything that makes me feel good after Joel. Like, I literally am trying to hang on to any reason to continue the show because I'm so upset about the Joel situation still. So, like, I needed a little win. I needed a little W. It's actually interesting. I'm loving the live chat right now during this conversation because it does seem like, yeah,
I'm telling you,
so a lot. I haven't heard what you were saying, so interesting to hear.
It really was. Like I said, it was about that in my comments too on this episode. Like, people either were on the same logic conversation or they were on this conversation, like you said, with you. But I see where you're coming from, because you're in the mindset, like, of course they're going to talk about this. Like, of course they will. It just wasn't the time that they wanted to do it now.
It would be crazy if they don't talk about it. That would be crazy.
Now it's one thing if she then has a conversation with Tommy or whoever down the line and they start talking about it. Okay, fine. That's not the same. You found this information out. You got to get some information there, Dina. Do you think
that there's a world in which that's going to be an off-screen conversation?
I certainly hope not.
That would be weird. Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right, you can wave your hands around now. Perfect. So I like that conversation. I think that was the way people should have conversations about these things and not scream and yell at one another.
Yeah, but it took me a long time to understand what you were talking about, which is nerve-wracking for my brain as we're going to go to talk about Andor, and I am going to let you know what.
Let me know what? Or what's going on?
I'm going to let you know what.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Well,
the amount of text messages and calls I have to give to Steph about who is this?
Yeah, I'm so curious to see how you're gonna feel about tonight's episodes. That's the one I'm telling you.
Praying, I love them. I don't want to not like this show. I want to love this show.
Okay, we'll see what happens tonight. We'll see what happens tonight when you watch these, because that is the interesting.
Can we talk about 4, 5, 6?
If you want to do, I guess we got spoilers on those too.
It was a week ago.
Okay. So let's do it. Let me first of all close out with this for the Clips channel. If you guys are watching Last of Us, and we had that spoiler conversation, what do you think? Put your thoughts in there. Let me hear where you stand. Are you on this you see where Roxy's coming from? I think there's 3 sides here. Because I'm kind of I will be on Roxy's side if that's exactly what happens. I'll be okay with that. If they're like, okay, well, they actually had the conversation. It just wasn't the time or place. But there's the other side of like, who cares? It's a love story now. That's what this is about. And then there's logic, which is where I'm coming from. Put your thoughts in there. Let me know.